I'm just going to start with kind of an outline. Leaves definitely aren't perfect. Maybe I should have started this direction first. We'll blend that in. So, our leaf is going to have some parts where it has some yellow. And it's going to have some parts where it is orange. Go down the center of the leaf here, where the stem will come out. Each one of these will have a stem as well. We'll go in with another color of orange. And kind of this golden yellow color. Need to sharpen this one though. It's better. Kind of focus on that golden color over here. Let's have a little bit more golden color down here. Let's get some up. Here. And then let's do some maybe over here. Okay. Come in with a real dark red in a couple of places. This leaf will have seen some sun, that's for sure. It's got lots of different kind of colors to it that it's gonna have. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with some browns, because leaves also have a bit of brown on them. At least ours is going to. We're gonna outline that stem again a little bit in these brown colors. this brown that we have. Need to sharpen it though. If you live in a place where there is seasons, what's your favorite season and why? I love the weather in fall. And I absolutely, of course, love the fall colors. Like, there's nothing better to me. I don't really care for spring, honestly, at all, other than I do like some of the flowers that come up in spring. But I do like really hot weather, so summer is also, I also really like summer, you know? But I love winter if you're in a place with mountains where you can actually like do something about that winter, like go skiing or snowboarding or snowmobiling or cross-country skiing. If you just live somewhere where there's snow and it's freezing and there's nothing to do, like that's not fun to me. Okay, so got a paintbrush here. I'm gonna start adding water. I kind of start with a lot of water to kind of spread the colors around. But I'm gonna be particular about areas that I want to be more or less saturated based on what I'm thinking for those areas. You also can go back and color back in again with these colored pencils. So like, if you want to emphasize something or make it darker, you can always go back in again when it's wet. All that red really turned out almost to be pinkish in a way. So I will let this dry out a bit before I go in for the yellow, because I don't want it to completely overpower the yellow. You can see it'll definitely go over the yellow. But I will come back and clean the brush off so that the yellow still stands on its own. Okay, there we go, it's mostly dried off. I have a cup of water right here. It's hard for you to see it, but right here's the cup of water. Okay, let's come in with this yellow and let it paint into the orange a bit. There we go. Pull that yellow down. Mix it in with the orange. Oh yeah. What I like to do is grab some of other colors and then kind of get streaks of it to pull it up into the lighter colors. More water. Kind of let that be, not is it can get a little bit messy, and it looks either, I don't know if intentional is the right word, but it's just like not an issue, because watercolor does definitely spread quickly on paper, and that's one of the good things and bad things about watercolor. There we go. The one thing about fall is like it turns to winter way too quickly, at least where I live. I do not enjoy the fact that it gets darker earlier. I absolutely actually hate that. Like, I wish it could stay light out till 9 p.m. all the time, through the winter, through the summer, through all the time. I really, really hate that feeling of it getting light earlier. I mean, dark earlier. It just drives me nuts. It makes me feel like it's time to go to bed at like 5 or 6 p.m. And it also makes me feel like I shouldn't leave the house, because I don't really care to leave the house when it's dark out. And the other thing I don't like about fall, well, the thing I like about fall is I love like 70-degree Fahrenheit weather days. Or what is that Celsius? Like 20 Celsius. I love weather days like that, but it seems like there's so few of them. It's like, can't it just last a little bit longer? It's like in the summer, it feels like, it's 80, 90 degrees all the time, for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. But in the fall, you get like, I don't know, 1 week maybe of maybe a couple of weeks of that really nice 70-degree weather. But one thing I like about fall and winter is the sunrises are much more prominent. I'm usually up about sunrise time, and I love watching the sunrise and the colors in the sky from the sunrise. Okay. That is kind of what I was hoping for this to look like. That looks good. Now what I think I am going to do is kind of come in with like a shadow to maybe cover this mistake I made at the beginning. So let's put the stem on first. So I'm going to start with the lighter brown and kind of come down with the stem. And just add some darker spots. I'm just going to hardly use any water here. I want it to be really opaque, thick and dark. Good. Okay, so I want to go in with some like shading so that like it looks like the leaf is sitting up. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna start with like a gray color. So we'll bring like this down and then have it come out like this. Have it come out like that. gotta be careful how close I color right now to the wet parts, because they will take to it if they can get there. So I'm just gonna kind of color it in first, and then come back in with the water when I'm ready, and hopefully it had some chance to dry a bit. The other thing we're going to do here is add some just little highlights of blue, just to kind of give the shadow some depth, and also just kind of apply some opposite colors in there. Let's grab another couple colors of blue. Set my paintbrush down. I need to sharpen these. Okay. Let's see if I can get this one outlined or sharpened really nice so I can use it as an outline. Just a little bit darker. That will be nice. There. Okay. We'll go back in with my brush. I'm going to do the least amount of water possible here because I do want it to be pretty dark. So I'm going to kind of paint fast to spread that water around right away. I might have to come back in here with some black. I don't know if this is going to be dark enough for a shadow. Might really have to highlight this in black. Just trying not to use black much. But I don't know if you can tell it's a shadow. Or if I have a darker gray. Not really, I guess I'm gonna have to go in with black. I'm gonna come in while it's pretty wet. I'm gonna sharpen this one. Oh, that's nice. Okay, bring it in with a nice kind of sharp edge. I do want it to be obvious that it's a shadow. So making a sharp, really dark right underneath, and then kind of coming out into that blue color. Now that this has had some time to dry, said in another video that watercolor pencils is definitely not my normal medium of choice. And I would not say that I'm like very good at it. So no hate, please. If you have suggestions, I would love to hear those. This is one of the newer type, probably the newest type of art that I have done. I think the longest style that I've done would be just like, generic drawing. Then would be like charcoal and pastels. Then would be like acrylic paint. I hated acrylic painting. I hated all painting for the longest time, and that's just because I wasn't good at it. And like, I'm not good at watercolor. Watercolor pencil is a little bit of a cheat for me. I still am not good at like normal watercolor. I really don't know that I've focused a lot of time on it. I don't know how I feel about this. I almost feel like I need to kind of bring this together in here somehow. Let's pull this in. I feel like the whole leaf should have some shading, or a shadow here. Let's try to connect that and see what that does. There we go. It's definitely not as good as I wanted it to be, but I'm okay with it. It's just a nice little fall leaf painting. So, let me know what y'all think, and if you like this, I can keep doing more. But thank you for joining me